This Flamenco for You publication is presented to you by Flamenco for You founder and your personal instructor, Ben Stubbs. For more information and to receive free materials, news updates, and more, subscribe to Ben's newsletter at flamencoforyou.com. And now, here's your instructor, Ben Stubbs.
And thank you for listening to the Flamenco Guitar Podcast. I'm your host, Ben Stubbs. Hey, if you haven't stopped over at our website or our YouTube page, flamencoforyou.com is our blog, and that's flamenco, the number 4, the letter u.com. You can take a look at the video tutorials we've been doing lately on chord changes for the flamenco guitar. Our last one that we did was E major to B7, and we've been doing it so far in the compás of tanguillos in 3/4 time. And the reason we did that is because I wanted to show you how to do these chord changes just with 3 simple beats and kind of get away from the 4/4 beat that we're so used to doing. I want to get you out of your comfort zone, basically. So without further ado, let me play you that video tutorial on this podcast. Once again, it's chord changes for the flamenco guitar made easy, E major to B7. Enjoy. Chord changes made simple. We're going to do E major to B7. Let's go. Okay, so our first chord is E major, our second finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string. All strings are played. Our E major chord. All right, so our second chord, B7, has a little addition to it. We're going to play an F sharp, which is on the 2nd fret of the E string, and I'll show you how to do that. You're going to do what we call a little mini sequilla, a mini bar chord on the middle finger on the knuckle. So we're going to put our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, and also we're going to press it down and flex it like this. So it's overlapping on the A string. So now we've got our 2nd finger on top of the 2nd fret of the E string, 2nd fret of the A string. Next, our 1st finger is going to go on the 1st fret of the D string, and our 3rd finger is going to go here on the 2nd fret of the G string. And all the notes are played, all strings. B7 with an added F sharp. So those are the 2 chords. Now let's get to exercise number 1 that you can get on your tablature and notation over at patreon.com/flamenco for you. Let's do it at 90 beats per minute just to start with. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now a couple things here. When we're making the chord change, we want to make it as clean as possible, and we want to make it as last minute as possible. So if you're, I'm talking to you, a procrastinator, this is the right instrument for you. And what I want to say about that is being a procrastinator on the guitar means that you're going to switch chords right at the last minute. You don't want to be switching before you strike the chord unless, in exercise number 3, you'll see what I mean, if we're going to do something else that warrants it. But in this case, we're just playing down beats on 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We want to hit all the strings, boom, at the same time that we strike. Not too soon. No, not too late. Because that doesn't work. No bueno. So, what can we do to get to that point to where we can change right on time? I would recommend to take 1 finger at a time, and this goes for every chord that you do. So let's say, for instance, between E major and B7 with the added F sharp, what we can do is just concentrate on our 1st finger, nothing more. And if you look at your tablature notation that you can get, you will see that the 1st finger, where does it go? It goes from the 1st fret of the G string to where? To the 1st fret of the D string. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Interesting, huh? So what about the 2nd finger? The 2nd finger from the E major goes to the same fret, same string. No problem there. All right, now the third finger, where does that go? On the E major, it's on the second fret of the D string, and where does it go? Not too far away, just one down to the second fret of the G string. So let's try that out. Does the fourth finger have any responsibilities? No, it really doesn't. Okay, so now the second finger, what does it do? Now remember, it does the mini cejilla, the mini bar chord. It starts an E major chord on the second fret of the A string, and then it does this motion, like a hammer-on. You just smack it down. A little closer look. Do those one by one. I know it takes a little bit of time, but that way you can get familiar with your shapes and exactly where you're going to be. You can start thinking about it before you do it, and that's what's important. When you're on E major, I want you to start thinking about B7 with the added sharp. Now exercise number 2. All we're doing here is we're adding an and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So let's set our metronome to 120 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If you find it difficult to switch right at the last minute, okay, you have the option of doing what the cowboys do on the guitar. On the and, just doing open strings, and then on the down, playing the chord like this. 1, 2, 3. But I don't want you to do that in the long run. Just for now to get by, you can do that. But eventually I want you to change right on the dot. 1, 2, 3. Next and finally we have exercise number 3, which is really fun. Now if you've seen the other videos, check those out and you'll see what we do, and I'll show you right here. You're going to use what we have, a golpe, on the anillo finger, A finger, on the body of the guitar. That's your first beat. 1 and 2 and 3. Once again, that's 1 and 2 and 3. So we keep the downbeat and the and just as we did in exercise number 2. And we're adding in a golpe on the downbeat of 1. 1, 2, 3. Now remember what I was talking to you about, procrastinating and putting your fingers down right at the last second. Well here, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you delay it a little bit. I'm going to have you put your fingers down as soon as we do the golpe. Let's slow it down a little bit. Now I've taken it down to 90 beats per minute. What we're going to do is golpe, lay it down as soon as you do the golpe. Not when you strike, but when you do the golpe. So watch. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, well, that does it. That was flamenco guitar chord changes made easy for E major to B7. If you like that, please subscribe here on this podcast and leave a review if you get a chance. I'd greatly appreciate that. Go head over to our website and our YouTube page to see more video tutorials like this. We'll be continuing our series and showing you many new things for the flamenco guitar. Until next time, this is Ben Stubbs with the Flamenco Guitar Podcast. Enjoy and take care. Bye.